You guys wondered where this intro song went? I had to bring it back. Let's go!
Rent got too expensive, had to leave LA. San Diego's where I'm headed, I'm mixing it up like a parfait. Playing poker every day, going all in with these fish like I'm at an all-you-can-eat buffet.
It's a 6-hour drive from Phoenix to El Paso, but on the way we get sent an awesome video from El Paso native Hector Gonzalez, who's 9 years old and for sure wins the award for my youngest vlog watcher. Shout out to your parents for getting you into poker early.
Hey Wolfgang, I love watching your poker videos. I'm a really big fan and I'm also subscribed to your YouTube channel.
What's up, you guys? We made it to El Paso here at House of Kings. Pretty sick spot if you ask me. We got a table running so far. It's a 2-5. We're in for 700 with these fine folks, ladies and gentlemen. Let's play some cards. Let's run it up. As always, thanks for watching the video. Let's go! We take our seat. We're into the 2-5 game for $700. First hand of the night, I look down at Ace King of Diamonds from the +1 position. Under the gun limps and I raise it up to $20. We get called in 4 spots. We're going 5 ways to a flop, which comes Jack 5-3 with 2 spades. Nothing for me to do but check, and the action checks all the way around to the button, who bets out for $25. It's possible he has a jack, it's possible he has 2 spades in his hand. Sure, he could have a set as well. Either way, when 2 players call over to me, I put in the call as well. I'm getting some decent pot odds here, and what if like a king of hearts or an ace of hearts peels off on the turn? We'll just have the best hand a large portion of the time. After I put in the $25, we see a bad card, the Queen of Spades on the turn. I'm almost positive someone has 2 spades in their hand, but the action surprisingly gets checked around on the turn, which brings in an interesting card, the 9 of Spades on the river. The interesting thing to note here is who has more of the Ace of Spades and King of Spades in their hand. I honestly think it's me because I was the pre-flop raiser. I made it $20 and no one 3-bet me. They all just put in the $20 putting in a call. Sure, they could have like Ace 4 of Spades, Ace 5 of Spades, but in the long run, I'm going to have way more of the Ace King, Ace Queens with the Ace of Spades in my hand. So the reason why I say this is because Gage bets out now for $150 into the $200 pot. He's obviously representing a strong flush. But the reason why I mentioned all that earlier is because I now go into the tank and I debate whether I should put in a raise here or not. We're playing pretty deep. I could rip my stack in for around $500 more and put him to a test. If he didn't have the nuts, he'd only be able to call me with like the king or the 10 of spades. But in the end, after thinking about it for a little while, I decided to pick a better spot and muck my cards. Sure enough, my hunch was kind of correct. He turns over the 8 of diamonds, so I'm not really sure how he'd have like ace 8 offsuit there. Either way, he's going to take down that pot, and nice hand there, Gage. I top up for an additional $200 and we find ourselves in a bomb pot here. I look down at Ace Queen 10-7 suited to the clubs. The first board gives us 3 of a kind. It comes 7-7 king, and the second board gives us 3 of a kind as well. It comes Queen Queen 3. I decide to lead out into the field for $30 and Corey puts in the call. When the turn comes the Jack of Hearts and the Ace of Spades, we now have a full house on the bottom. Pretty great spot for us. We're going to go for a little bit more value from Corey. I decide to bet out for $55 and he doesn't hesitate. He puts his chips in the middle and we're off to a river, which comes the Ace of Diamonds and Ace of Hearts. Now all the aces are in play on the board. I have a full house on the top and a better full house on the bottom. What a dream spot for us, and I need to go for value. There's $250 in the middle. I decide $200 is the right price. Sometimes in these double board PLO bomb pots, players get married to a hand on one of the boards. I pretty much have both of them locked up, so I decided to go for max value here and bet out for $200. If he has a good hand on one of the boards, he's probably still going to call me. And sure enough, he does. He puts in $200 and I quickly turn over my boats on both boards. After a bit of laughing, he turns over a queen and a 7 as well. So we had 3 of a kind on top and a worse boat on the bottom. Tough break for Corey, but we're not complaining one bit. Slide those chips over to me, dealer. Finally back in Profitville, I looked down at ace-3 of clubs from the big blind. Pollo, a local El Paso legend, he's in the cutoff and raises it up to $25. Am I going to get frisky with Pollo here? Nah, I'm just going to put in the 25 bucks and see what the flop brings in. And the flop comes king 5 deuce. It's a dream board for us with just having ace high. I obviously have the nut flush draw, but I also have the gutter to the wheel, and I check my action over to Pollo. If he goes for a bet, I'm definitely going to go for the check raise. Unfortunately though, he checks behind, but that brings in the queen of clubs on the turn. Bang! We turn the nut flush. Gotta go for value. I don't want him to check it behind again. I decide to bet out half pot for $25, and he pretty quickly calls. Off to a river, which pairs the board. Not the best card. It comes the 5 of diamonds, although you just gotta bet for value, and if he raises me, we're in a tough spot. Probably still gonna have to call. I bet out for $80 into the $100 pot, and he snap calls me with 1 chip. When he just calls, I turn over my cards pretty confidently. I think I'm good. When he mucks his cards face down, my suspicions are confirmed. We're going to take down that $260 pot. This video is brought to you by Manscaped.com, the global brand for men's hygiene and grooming products. Manscaped offers the best tools for the big 3 odor zones: your body, your butt, and your balls. Manscaped hooked me up with a bunch of stuff from their Performance Package 4.0. Let's check it out. The first thing to highlight in the Performance Package 4.0 kit is the Lawnmower 4.0 body trimmer. This is Manscaped's 4th generation electric waterproof trimmer with advanced skin safe technology, which reduces nicks and cuts on the most sensitive regions of the body. This Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer has a super smart cordless charging system and these little LED lights on the front to show you just how much juice you have. Tap the button on the front 3 times and it enables the travel lock feature, which is super nifty in situations where you don't want the blade running in your bag. Also included are 2 products I never knew I needed until now: the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and the Crop Reviver Ball Toner Spray. Simply apply the Crop Preserver after your shower for all-day body odor protection. The Crop Reviver is a convenient spritz with cooling aloe vera to quickly refresh the area whenever you need it. Manscaped really has you covered from head to toe. This is their Weed Whacker nose and ear trimmer. It's a wireless nose trimmer with the same skin-safe technology as the groin trimmer, so you don't have to worry about tugging or cutting on those sensitive nose hairs. For a limited time, you'll get all this plus 2 extra gifts. You'll get the Shed travel bag and the Manscaped anti-chafing boxer briefs. Go to manscaped.com today and use code Wolfgang, or just click my link in the bio below to get 2 free gifts plus 20% off your entire order. Once again, thanks to the sponsor of this video, Manscaped. Always use the right tools for the job. After what's gotta be the funniest sponsored post I've accepted so far, we look down at Jack 10 from the cutoff. I decided to raise it up to $15, and we're gonna get called in 2 spots by middle position and gauge. We're going 3 ways to the flop. When the flop gives us top pair, it comes 10-7-5, and the action checks over to me. I decide to bet out for $20, and only gauge puts in the call. We're going off to the turn, heads up in position, which comes the 4 of clubs. Seems pretty harmless unless he has a hand like 6-8, and we're in El Paso, so you never know what the opponents can have. When he checks it over to me, I'm gonna go for value for $35, and he puts in the call once again. Off to a river, which comes the king of clubs. It brings in the backdoor club draw, although I do have the jack of clubs in my hand, thereby blocking some of the possible flushes he could have. When he checks it over to me for a 3rd time, I don't think I'm going to get called by worse for 3 streets. I decide to check behind and turn over what I think is the best hand. He turns over 6 deuce offsuit, so he just has 6 high. We're going to take that one down, gauge. 6 deuce is not going to win it here. $155 coming my way. Yo, if this is your bad side, what's your good side?
Oh shit, I'm sitting on it.
Got the hoodie in the middle. Little splash pot. Let's go.
10-3.
Nice.
He got there on the river.
Well, who's
Let's go,
taking the
boys.
sweater?
Let's go. Jeez, oh, please.
I play better blind.
He tried though. He had it.
Hey, guess what? That's my size.
Giving away that merch for free in El Paso. If you guys want to cop a hoodie, there's a link down in the description. Either way, we look down at ace 10 from the small blind. Player in the +1 position, raise it up to $15. I'm going to put in the 3-bet here from the small blind, and I make it $45. Victor, who just won the hoodie in the last clip, he decides to put in the call. He's feeling lucky, and the +1 player calls as well. We're going 3 ways to a flop, which comes king, queen, 10, rainbow. Action's on me. Obviously, I'm in the small blind, and I bet out for $25. I have a pair, I have an overcard, I have a gutter,
and I just want to put some more money in the middle and see what happens. Victor and the +1 position player both call, bringing in the jack of spades on the turn. Bang, we turn the nuts. Obviously, we're going to be chopping against a lot of hands like ace king, ace queen, ace jack, but I'm going to put some more money in the middle and try to get value from some sets. I don't want them to boat up for free on the river, so I bet out for $55. Victor now decides to rip it all in for $200. +1 gets out of the way, and I make the easiest call of my life. We're obviously up against a chop, right, Victor? Sure enough, yeah, he turns over ace queen offsuit, and we see an inconsequential jack of diamonds on the river. We're going to chop this one up, and no complaints on my end. Next hand, we're on the button with king 7 offsuit. I put in the $10 straddle, and Ralphie from under the gun raises it up to $20. One player in middle position calls, so I call as well. We're off to a flop which comes 6-4-3, all spades. You guys see where this hand is going. We have a gutter to a straight flush. Ralphie bets out for $25, middle position folds, and obviously I'm putting in the call with my 7 of spades in my hand. $25 going into the middle, and what does the turn card bring in? The straight flush, the 5 of spades. Bang, we turn the straight flush. Dream spot for us. I got it the cheap way though, only having 1 card in my hand. Ralphie checks it over to me, which is definitely not a good sign. I wish he had the ace or king of spades in his hand. How sick would that be? But when he checks it over to me, I don't really think checking behind is the best play, so I bet small for $40, trying to get some value. And sure enough, Ralphie folds, which is a bummer, but at least now I can title this video Straight Flush in El Paso. Let's freaking go.
What? Marco's on TV.
Next hand, 8-9 of diamonds from the hijack. Under the gun opens it up to $15. One player calls, and I call as well. After me, 2 other players call. We're going insanely multi-way to a flop, which gives us top pair, and a front door diamond draw comes 8-5 deuce with 2 diamonds. Middle position, who's our buddy Gage, he bets out for $30. I put in the call, and 2 others do as well. We're off to the turn, which comes a black queen of clubs. Surprisingly, now the action checks over to me. I have a pair, and I have a diamond draw. If someone has a hand like queen 10, queen 9, I can bet on the turn and bet on the river and maybe get them to fold. Likewise, if someone else has a hand like 8-10, ace-10, maybe even 2 pair we can get to fold if we just barrel, or a diamond could come on the river and we're going to win a larger pot. I'm saying all this because I decided to bet out for $65, and only Jesus decides to put in the call, bringing in an interesting card, the ace of hearts on the river. When Jesus sees this card, something goes off in his head, and he immediately grabs 2 stacks of red chips and puts them into the middle. $200 is the bet, and the action's on me. Now, most of you guys are probably saying this is an easy fold. I have third pair. I block some of his bluffs having diamonds in my hand, but something just doesn't feel right. Jesus might want to make the vlog. He's been chirping me all night about doing so, and $200 is a big bet here. He's pretty much representing maybe a set. I don't really know how he'd have 2 pair, maybe ace-5 or ace-queen. He backed into it. Still, $200 seems pretty big. It seems like he's trying to buy the pot. So I go into the tank here for a while. I'm thinking about my decision. I don't want to let go of my third pair. Not sure if I've ever tanked this long on a decision, but ultimately I decide to fold my cards. I'm definitely not stoked that I did so, because as they hit the muck, Jesus turns over king jack of clubs. I knew it. I knew it. My read was right. He turns over the bluff, and he's going to get rewarded with that pot. Well fought, well earned. Ship those chips his way, dealer. He definitely deserves them. Wait, let's check this out. You never know what's going to happen at a poker table. Hakeem Nicks is her cousin. That's her dad. How sick is that?
I got a king, my cousin.
Another double board PLO bomb pot coming for you sickos. We look down at my favorite hands, pocket 7s with an ace and a 3. We're double suited. First board comes king, queen 7. Bang, we flop a set. Second board comes queen 5-6 with 2 hearts. We have the nut flush draw as well. Pretty great spot for us. I decided to build the size of the pot and bet out for $35. We're getting looked up in 4 spots. We're going 5 ways to the turn, which comes a 7 of diamonds. Bang, we turn quads. How unreal is this? We have a straight flush and quads in the same session. The second board comes an inconsequential deuce of diamonds. Gotta go for value. I still have the nut flush draw on bottom, and I have the top board locked up. I have the nuts, but out for $50, I want to get value. Obviously, we're not winning the second board, but if a lot of players call, we're just going to be chopping up the money. 4 players call again, so another $100 coming my way if the river's clean, which it actually isn't. It comes the king of spades followed by the deuce of clubs. I say it's not clean because now we don't have the nuts on top. Pocket kings is a very real hand. All the players were randomly assigned 4 cards, so it's not unlikely that someone has pocket kings in their hand. I have nothing on the bottom board, so I have to be careful. Gage now decides to bet out for $150, which is definitely a weird line. And I said that I have to be careful, but I don't heed my advice, my warning. I announce pot and raise it up to $920. I do have the other players covered, so it's not really that large of a bet. Ralphie decides to go all in for $160, and Gage goes all in for $600, and I turn over my quads. I hope that's good, and sure enough it is. No one can beat me on the top board, but I have absolutely nothing on the bottom board, just a pair of 7s. So we're going to chop the main and the side pot, but it's still a $2,030 pot, which is pretty nice. On to the next one. I look down at ace king offsuit from the small blind. The $10 button straddles on and I raise it up to $35. We're gonna get called 6 ways. Yes, we're going 7 ways to a flop, which comes queen, queen 3. When I see 6 other players in the hand and I don't even have a pair, I check my option and the action gets checked around, bringing in the jack of clubs. Interesting card because not only do I have 2 overcards, I have a gutter to Broadway. Any 10 on the river would be a dream spot. Hopefully someone has a hand with a queen in it, and Ralphie decides to bet out for $25. One player puts in the call, I do as well, looking to cooler someone with a queen, and one other player calls as well. We're off to the river. In a $345 pot, the river doesn't help us out. I can't run pure all the time. It comes the 3 of spades. $345 out there, I decide to check. Ralphie bets out for $50 and Jesus calls. I muck my cards and the other player does as well, but let's see what these 2 hooligans were playing. Ralphie folds his cards after betting turn and river, and Jesus is going to scoop this with jack 10 offsuit. Crazy hand there. We weren't really going to get paid too much more, but $445 going Jesus's way. XO.
It's a shorty size game. What does the back have on it?
Nothing on the back, but it's got the sleeve and the wolf on it.
Oh my god. A bigger full hand.
I got a 9.
Oh shit. Hey, he's got this. Oh, he's got a 5.
9-5.
Yeah, he's got a.
Well, I get second place.
I'll take the money, give him the... Yeah.
Bang!
Go figure, I win my own splash pot. Shout out to Pollo for getting second place. He's going to take down that hoodie. That being said, we rack up our chips and head over to the cage. Got out of that game for $12.44, so a profit of $344 on the session. The night's not over yet. Every time I come to El Paso, Julio, the owner here, hooks it up. This time he takes my family and I to a cool bar to get some paletas. They're delicious Mexican candy shots, tasting like watermelon with a little tajin on the rim, and we put back a few of them. We then head over to L&J's Cafe for some green chili queso and the best soup I've ever had in my life. I've had it like 4 times and I can confirm it's that good. The tortilla soup at L&J's Cafe, go and get it. What an end to the day. Thanks for watching to the end of my video. Click my head below to subscribe and stay in the loop. See you next time.